Hey, Mr.
Hello.
Hawley, how
Hello,
are
Miss
you?
Anderson. How are you doing?
Good. I'm just here today because I have some concern that I heard from Tommy.
Okay.
He came home the other day and I asked him what he did at school, and he said that his favorite part of the day was listening to the book you read.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I'm glad he likes it. I am glad he likes listening to you reading, and he loves you as a teacher.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, but I do have a concern because he did discuss divorce and death, and he never talks about things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that is an issue in our family that has been tough. And so
Okay.
I just really don't appreciate him knowing about these things and talking about them in school.
Okay.
I think it's from the book you're reading, from what he said.
Yes, our book does touch on those topics a little bit. And first of all, I just want to thank you for coming to talk about this with me. I think that we can come to a solution here today. I just want you to know that the book that I chose, the main reason why I chose this book wasn't because of those topics. Those are just in the book. There's another reason. The plot and the character development is what I'm more interested in teaching the students about.
Okay, but I just want to say quick that I am contemplating moving him to a different class
Okay.
because I feel like these are subjects that should be taught in home and church and
I
not
understand.
school.
And you have every right to come to that decision. However, I do feel that we can come to an alternative solution. Are there some things that you and we could maybe come up with some ideas that don't involve you moving Tommy permanently out of my class? Because I really do enjoy having Tommy in my classroom.
And he likes you too. I
Good to
just
hear.
want you to know that I'm not happy about it.
Okay,
And
I understand that.
I would like to do something. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do that. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. So basically, what I'm hearing from you is that you are unhappy about some of the topics that the book touches on, such as divorce and death, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so would it be possible that Tommy could read a different book, possibly with himself or in another classroom? I do know that Tommy goes to another second grade room with another teacher, and he's got a very excellent rapport with her. They're comfortable with each other. She's reading a different book. So maybe if I told you about that book and you found that to be a suitable book for him to listen to, would you consider just having him go to the other room while she reads her book to the class?
Yes, I do like this idea. I like the idea of him being out of the classroom if you're going to continue reading the book.
Okay.
Which I understand you are going to read the book?
Yes. I feel like the reasons why I chose this book are because of things other than divorce, and it meets an academic objective that I'm trying to reach. So what are some things, if I were to continue reading the book, what are some things some solutions that you might be happy with? That don't involve moving Tommy permanently out of the room.
Okay, well, that's kind of all I've really been thinking about,
Okay.
which may be a little far-fetched. I just have been really angry, and I really appreciate you caring about my opinion.
Well, thank you.
So, thank you. If I don't know this other teacher, so I'm not sure if I'm completely comfortable.
Okay.
And you said my student knows them,
Mhm.
so that's good. But I don't know. Maybe I need to hear a little more about her. But if not that, I was thinking possibly him, going out in the hallway or
Okay.
something like that.
And reading another book to himself that we could agree on would be suitable?
Yeah, I think so. But
Okay.
how do you think we could agree on a book?
Well, the one thing that I have to consider is that it has to be at the right reading level, and it has to meet the academic objectives that I'm trying to get for the class. So perhaps you could present a couple ideas for books, and then I could present a couple ideas, and together we could decide on a book.
Okay. Well, I like that idea, but I'm also kind of thinking that might be a little too much work for me with my busy schedule and reading through a book. I don't know. I'd love to take Tommy to a bookstore, and we love to get new books.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm going to school myself, and I don't have time to read through the whole book to make sure I understand and like it. And I know that puts a lot on
I
you,
understand, yes.
but it is personal issue, so thank you.
Okay.
So, I mean, maybe we could look at some other alternatives that you
Okay.
have. I guess I'm beginning to think maybe it is a good idea that he goes to a different classroom, because it is the grade level text and you have pre-read it, right? The teachers have, making sure it's appropriate.
Yes, yes. And I really feel like Tommy doesn't need to be moved out of the room permanently. Like I said, I really enjoy having him. So where we're at now is I could either have him move to another room while another teacher reads a book that I could let you know what book it is, or I could choose a couple other books and maybe write up a very, very short summary of the book to kind of give you an idea of what things are going to be in the book, and assure you that there's nothing in the book that you don't want Tommy to hear.
Okay. I like both of those solutions.
Okay.
I like them better than what was happening. Maybe we could, I would really, and now that I knew that he was reading this, I don't blame you. I mean, I'm not happy, but I will say I do not blame you.
Understandable.
But just because of how upset it made me feel,
Mhm.
maybe we could add in some kind of, you know, maybe he could do a quick summary of what he read over the day. You know, so he's bringing home something every night, just so I
Okay.
can read it.
With the book that he's reading by himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's actually an excellent idea.
Okay.
Because that not only assures you that he's reading material that you want him to read, and that there's nothing in that you don't want him to read, but that also really helps Tommy out with like truly getting to like understanding the story, and making sure that as a teacher I know that he's understanding the story and progressing as a student and as a reader.
Yes, absolutely. So you like that idea too?
Very much, very much.
Okay, so if we use that idea, I am going to let you, it is up to you as a professional. I like that idea, but also, do you think it is better for him to go into Mrs. Davidson's room, like you said, the other classroom, or do you think it's better for him to read that independent book? I'm a little confused.
I think that either one would be good. We'll have to see. We could try having him go in with Mrs. Davidson if it's a book that you're comfortable with. And a lot of times that helps with, you know, monitoring the classroom and you know, those comprehension checks as they're reading the book. But if Tommy is a very strong reader, so I feel like he could also be given the responsibility of reading by himself, maybe just half a chapter, just small increments to make sure that he's following along and understanding. And just whichever one that you are comfortable with.
Okay. Honestly, I like the idea of both. I think it would be great for him to read independently,
Okay,
but if he feels different or left out of the class,
that's true.
then I
Yes,
would maybe
that's
like
true.
him to go to the other class.
Okay, well I think that would be an excellent idea, and I'm gonna find out about the book and just the story, and I will communicate with you about what topics it touches on, and assure you that issues like death and divorce aren't being read about, and Tommy's not hearing anything about that. Because truly, I'm happy that you came to me about this, and you know, like I said, I like having Tommy in the room, and hopefully, I really feel like this will be a solution.
Okay, me too. So when do we start?
We'll start tomorrow. I'll have an email for you tonight about the book, and I'll send him over there, Tommy over there tomorrow with your consent, of course, and we'll start right away.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mr. Hawley.
Thanks for
I
coming
really appreciate you, and Tommy loves you. And I'm
Thank you,
sorry
thank you.
that I acted a little bit
Oh,
maybe
no,
extreme
no,
to
no.
you, but I just care about what Tommy reads.
You're a great parent. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thanks.